Hi, it is now the day before my surgery. It's tomorrow at 12:55 in the afternoon, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the preparation my physical therapy therapist asked me to do, along with how do I feel, going into this. So let's talk about the elements that they asked me to work on beforehand. So you may have heard about Kegels. Way it was described to me is that if I go to urinate and I stop the urination midstream, that in itself is a Kegel. What they explained to me though is that when I was doing what I thought was a Kegel, I was squeezing too hard, bringing the buttocks and the front part of your body together, but as hard as I could. And so my physical therapist said I should do about 50% of that, focusing as much as possible on the frontal part of my body where everything is down below. So that was it. It was a little bit of a just kind of different for me to do. Not necessarily bad or not necessarily good. It was just a matter of, okay, let me focus on this a little bit until it got a little bit more normal to where I was doing my Kegels while driving, even now shooting the video, trying to practice that and get it done. One of the other things that they wanted me to do is that I'm a heavy treadmill user, and typically I do anywhere from 3 miles an hour to 3.5 miles an hour, or somewhere between 3 and 4 miles an hour. And I do an incline of somewhere around a 1 to 2 on my treadmill. They asked me to pick that up. They wanted me to kind of get the treadmill going a little bit faster, maybe do 3.5 to 4 for a little longer than I normally do. My workouts are like about 35 to 40 minutes. They wanted me to keep steady with that, but get into a place where she said I was essentially panting, or, that it would be a little bit more difficult to talk. She said she really wanted that extra effort to help prepare my body as physically as possible. And then another piece of it they wanted me to do was practice my breathing. So I never really realized this, but when I breathe, I guess my stomach goes and sometimes my chest goes, and they wanted me to try to breathe more to where my chest is coming out and back in. But one of the important things that she had pointed out was not to hold my breath while doing a Kegel. And I had to think about it, and I didn't realize that sometimes I would just all of a sudden just kind of hold my breath because I'm focusing on doing the Kegel. And so she wanted that to be really natural. So that was interesting. It was a little bit different. We also talked about constipation, and she went through kind of the level of different bowels that you might have. Whether she calls them grapes, the little round, feces, all the way up to your normal feces that you would have. And the idea there is, she said that I need to introduce more fiber to my diet because the pain medication they will give me will constipate me. And so she said, in order to try to counter that, there's two things that I'll need to do. One is introduce more fiber, salads, greens, oatmeal. My wife's been wonderful about serving now salads with most of our dinners and trying to ensure that I'm eating fresh fruits and vegetables that have fiber in them. And then it's also not up to, so today being Sunday, they wanted me not to be eating heavier a couple of days before. So, for example, I had my hamburger on Friday, and then I had a lighter dinner last night. And tonight, I think I'm having a piece of fish with some salad. So, just some different things that they wanted me to do in order to prepare and be more successful in this effort. The one thing I found that was interesting is that on reading through the prostate cancer website, a lot of times they recommend doing a enema, and I asked my surgeon and the nursing in the hospital, and they said they don't actually ask you to do that. It's up to me if I wanted to, and I'll be honest, I think I might do that this evening, just to kind of help better prep my body and kind of fight against that constipation, right? So I don't have as, I don't know, much in me, if you will, right? And then I think, how do I feel? So I feel comfortable about the decision of selecting the surgery. I don't have any resignations. I'm very comfortable with it. I have a strong support system. I got a wife, friends, God, and I just feel really good about the decision that I've made going into this. I do feel a little weird going under for about 4 to 6 hours. Um, they said a typical prostatectomy takes only about 4 hours. They're expecting mine to last 5 to 6 hours because they said there's going to be a little bit more in there that they're going to take out. So, and I've never been under that long. And this is just me, how I personally feel. I get it. I'll be out. I won't know any different, but it just, the mental preparation going into it's a little odd. Other than that, it's good to go. I'm hoping to record another video from the hospital if I feel up to it, but I certainly would like to be real and kind of give you a sense of what that's like. All right, have a good one.